Go.
Go. All right. It's Friday.
What's happening? Yes, it is. Good things are happening, huh?
I think so.
Yeah. Momentum is a building.
Momentum is, in fact, building. So, we've been talking about this new idea, and I want to talk with you guys about it. Joshua and I have been brainstorming on some different ways of helping you all out. The entrepreneurs are out there, folks who are starting new businesses, folks who are starting additional businesses, folks that are trying to bring their business online, folks that are trying to do some crazy internet marketing stunt. I mean, there's all sorts of different people who are trying to do different things online right now. And everybody has lots of ideas, but I know that most people don't have access to successful, seasoned, experienced internet entrepreneurs that could give you some actual useful feedback on your idea. And so we were thinking, wow, I bet a lot of the people that watch our videos have a bunch of really cool ideas. Do you want some feedback? The question is, would you like to pitch us your idea so we can tell you what we think about it and where you should go with it next?
Or plus it, like enhance it.
Or let you know where there's some holes with your plan and give you some opportunity to either solve those holes or even some possibilities of what you could do to solve them in order to really get your idea tighter and ready to bring to the market, right? And ready to launch. So the question is that something that you guys would be at all into? I don't know the answer, but I'd like to know. So if you have any feedback for us, whether you're watching live, what's up?
Or is it just us?
Maybe just you and I should talk to ourselves. That's really the best thing anyway.
You know what? I love what we're doing.
Let's talk about escaping the grind.
Okay.
So we were talking about this morning on our weekly planning meeting. We do those on Friday mornings to plan out the next week. And we were working out the topics and the focus for our next live training. And we've been talking about the idea of the grind and how if you have a job, if you have a 9-to-5 job, maybe you have 2 jobs, maybe you have 3 jobs, but you're clocking in and you're clocking out. You're getting up early, you're going to work, you're putting in the time, you're leaving. And now maybe you've shifted to an online job. Maybe you're working from home now or from your computer more now than you have in the past. That's very possible. I know that's true for a lot of people. But still, you're clocking in, you're clocking out. It's time to make the donuts every single day. You're in the grind, okay? You're in the grind, and we've all been there.
You know what? I'm just curious as to, I don't know who's tuning in yet, but I'd be curious, like when people hear the phrase escape the grind or the grind, what comes to mind? What kind of grinds do you face in your life? Because, it doesn't matter whether you're working in a typical job situation where you're an employee or some other situation. I believe that we all have grinds that begin wearing us out. And, we can go about, even in entrepreneurial pursuits, we can go about being a grinder moving forward, just head down, making shit happen, but, burning out at the same time and, waking up every Monday unemployed again because you've got to, make the magic happen, so to speak. So I'd be curious as to like what types of grinds come up for people and when you hear the phrase escape the grind, what do you think about?
That's right. That's right. I know that, a lot of folks that are employed in a job that's not fulfilling to them and or doesn't make them the kind of money that they want to be making, or both, can start feeling, or is not mentally, personally, spiritually stimulating in some way, right? That where you're growing there and you're growing in a positive direction. Right. If that's not the case, things can really start to get pretty monotonous and pretty old. And it's the reason a lot of people become business owners and go into business for themselves is because they want to escape the monotony where they're just putting in the time, they're making money today, but they're not building anything for the future.
Right.
Right? They're not building a business or an asset or anything that will. They're just getting by. Right?
Yeah, they've got a cash flow rather than a business, right?
And so when you're escaping the grind of a job, owning your own business is the mecca, right? That's the thing.
Or we think it is.
Well, at that point in time, it sure is. But then, for a lot of people, for I would say the vast majority of entrepreneurs and business owners, they start a business because they're excited about starting the new business. But then at some point, you get wrapped up in the responsibilities of the business and you realize, well, in a certain way, the grass isn't always greener, right? I mean, you have a lot more responsibilities and things that you have to take care of on a consistent basis as a business owner than you do as an employee, right?
Plus, the business owner always gets paid last.
It's true. It's true. And so what ends up happening is people end up building businesses based on their work experience and based on the way businesses were structured in the businesses that they worked, which were often job driven. That's how you got a job. And so what ends up happening is we assume a bunch of things about business that aren't necessarily the only way of doing things. And we set ourselves up in a job within our business where we are at some point, it might take a few years, we realize we've fallen back into the grind, except we put ourselves there this time.
Right.
How do you escape the grind? Hi, Jacqueline. It's good to see you.
Hey.
There is no spoon.
There is no spoon.
That's right.
There is no peoples. There is no viewers.
I was just thinking about the spoon bending scene in The Matrix because we were talking about The Matrix earlier today on our private call, and then Jacqueline, of course, teaches people how to bend spoons, and so that scene popped across.
In The Matrix, the first one, not any of the sequels. What is your favorite part? Do you have a favorite scene?
I don't have a favorite scene. I love that whole movie.
Yeah, I do too. The scene that I find like most like intriguing that was quite a mental shift for me, frankly, in life is the part where hey, Neo is fighting Morpheus. Morpheus is fighting Neo, and so everybody comes and runs and he says, "Stop trying to hit me and hit me." But he said, why was I able to defeat you, Neo? This is Morpheus talking. He said, "Well, you're faster than me. Do you think any of that has any bearing in here?" He says,
right.
And the part that really stuck with me is where he says to him, "Do you think that's oxygen that you're breathing right now?" When he's like, and and then you can see the lights go on in Neo's head, and he's like, and that was the pivot, that was the shift for him.
I wonder what would happen if we. So I watch. This can't be legal. I watch. Sometimes I watch like Netflix on Zoom with my kids when they're up at Jody's place and we're watching movies together, and we watch a movie together over Zoom, and one of us will share our screen and share our audio from Netflix or Amazon or whatever. And I was like, how could we do a watch party of The Matrix and just invite our subscribers, right? Just like a night at the movies.
Well, without copyright infringement, I'm not sure it's possible.
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out. I was like, but man, I mean, if we aren't charging anyone for it, and I mean, we'd probably get away with it, right? Maybe that's a bad thing for me to talk about publicly. But I want to watch The Matrix with you guys. I think that would be freaking awesome. How do we pull that off and not get in trouble for it? That's the question.
Maybe there's scenes on YouTube that are there legally, but then that would be chunks.
Well, we could. I'm sure that the whole Matrix is lined up in a playlist on YouTube. I mean, we could. I don't know.
Well, you have plausible deniability that way.
All right. Anyway, let's play around with that idea. One way or the other, The Matrix is awesome. I'm going to rewatch it again soon. I don't think I've ever watched it with my son. I think my daughter is still a little too young for a couple scenes in The Matrix, but I think it'd be cool to watch it with Torger.
I can pretty much recite every line in the movie.
Nice.
It just had such a profound impact. I mean, do you know any of the history behind it?
No, I can't say that. I mean, I'm sure I've heard bits and pieces here and there, but I'm such a crappy researcher. I watch stuff like it, but I don't tend to dig too deep on history most of the time.
The guys, the two brothers, went to a personal transformation training, and it was very intense. One of these, like a combative, confrontive, in your face. And the movie that they wrote is The Matrix, and it was based on their experience of the transformation that took place inside them, but they put it into the sci-fi and created a great story around it. That's why, frankly, the other two, the sequels, I was so excited about them coming out, but by comparison, they sucked because the same kind of love and attention, what it turned into was like all this, special effects and the storyline suffered,
Right.
At least in my opinion.
Right. Well, Matrix or not, sounds like Jacqueline just had like a Matrix breakthrough moment. Hey, so Jacqueline, this is really good news. Jacqueline has been like our most hardcore 99 days student, and she's doing videos every day. She's out there, but she's been very frustrated because her list hasn't been growing at nearly the speed that she wants it to. And so I said, Jacqueline, you have a new assignment. Your assignment is every day you're to text me with the size of your email list. That's it. I'm not going to respond. I want you to look at your numbers every day, and I want you to focus on growing your email list because it had been stuck for months and months and months. I said, focus in on it. And that was about a week ago. And she started texting me every day with the size of her email list. And she's watching right now, and she just gave us this awesome little bit of information where she says, hey, guys, at 150 plus, suddenly in 1 week, my email list added almost 400 people this week before just a few per week. So, Jacqueline, here.
There's some typos in there.
At about 150 days in a row, days in a row of doing Facebook Live, this week about 400 new people joined my contact list, but prior only a few per week. So Jacqueline, I have two questions for you. My first question is, what did you do differently? Okay? What did you do differently, either on purpose or by accident? What
was responsible for the increase?
Do differently. And depending on how you answer that question, I have another question for you. So I want to let you guys know a little bit about Jacqueline, very interesting woman and amazing student. So Jacqueline is a master of psychokinesis, the art, the science, the magic of manipulating, moving, and connecting with objects with your mind, often known as PK. She holds PK parties, and I went to one about 10 years ago where I bent a bunch of silverware with my mind, and I still have them in my liquor closet. Like, it's completely crazy. I saw this one like 11-year-old blonde-haired kid that was like Anakin Skywalker just like pick up forks and the tines on the forks would just melt. All you had to do was think about it. It was crazy. So Jacqueline, what did you do differently? Type that into the comments. I want to hear. What did you do differently? We have someone that's from our Facebook group that says intention and focus are powerful, aren't they? They're unbelievably focused, unbelievably powerful. So anyway, I took one of Jacqueline's PK parties. I think it was in LA maybe or San Diego, and it was cool. I mean, I'm a hypnotist and I've been into astral projection and all sorts of weird stuff like that. But this is the first time and the only time that I've bent metal with my mind. And so Jacqueline has been, there is no spoon. Jacqueline has been building her email list, doing Facebook Lives, and really growing her audience. This is really funny. Okay, she says, I really need to look. I was packing and moving in trucks in a new place, shorter, and have an offer to those who signed up and told people to share if they care. Okay, great. So look more carefully. Look at the videos that took off and look at specifically how you worded things, what you said, how you titled things, what made the difference for you. I want to know, and come back and report in. We want to talk with you about this. And once you have a clearer idea of what you did.
Talman, I don't think, just looking at what she typed there, I don't think it was something to do with the live streams. I think that she used that 150 core people and asked them to refer other subscribers. I think that was what was responsible for it, which is cool because what that shows you is that 150 people that subscribed through the live stream, through all that manual work and labor, that they were the right people that were really truly engaged and wanted to help share the word about your messaging, because that's incredible to add an extra 400 people in a week. If it came from referrals, then, focus in on doing a referring contest for email subscribers.
That's right. That's right. Using the same psychology, right?
Yeah.
The same kind of thing. So that's great. One way or the other, it's really great, but I want you to really dig deep on look at your videos that took off. Look at either the different ways that you promoted them or the different ways that you titled them or the different things that you said and or did and how often, how you did it. Try to recreate more of that success and definitely keep reporting in. That's really, really, really good news. I'm glad you had a big breakthrough. And Jacqueline, I'll go look at your videos myself and see if I can tell anything that you did differently that really made them pop. So great. That's awesome. That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Cool. So apparently we're going to spend most of this live stream talking about spoon bending in the Matrix. She says, still unpacking and exhausted and sleep deprived. We'll look and report over the weekend, and I'll let you know next week. Jacqueline, now that you mention it, I did notice something about your videos, that your scenery changed, that it was suddenly less professional looking, presumably because you're in the middle of moving. Now, I don't know if that's the thing, but just look at that. Consider changing up the scenery, changing up the situation, talking about what's going on in your life a little bit more. Maybe the aspects of you moving help to draw people in and connect people to you, right? So these are all things to look at and think about. But one way or the other, I'm very happy to hear that you are picking up steam and getting momentum and things are going in the right direction. Keep it rocking. That's awesome. Awesome. All right. I kind of feel like it's the end of the week.
Yeah, it seems to be that way.
All right. You know what? Here's what I'm going to say. If you guys want to get more awesome, type awesome into the comments and we'll send you something awesome.
Sounds good.
That's it. Just type awesome. Shoot me a private message. It says awesome. And I'll send you an awesome link to something awesome. Awesome?
Sounds awesome to me.
Awesome. All right. Have an awesome weekend, everybody. See you soon.
Take care, guys.